Hey YouTube, Sam here. Well, we got a little bit of a tool review and a first look here. I got these on Amazon. This is the package they came in right here. Don't know if you can read anything. Pause it and look at numbers and things if you want. I'm not sure how much they were. I think they were 9 or 10 bucks. I'll try and find the price and put it down below what I paid for them. First of all, as far as a first look, first review, these seem very sturdy. I took a magnet to them. They are some sort of a brass. They're not just metal, so that's always good. I like seeing air fittings made out of brass. They don't rust as quickly, and they seem to just be a little better for all in all for air pressure stuff. Anyway, and what it is, in case you don't know for some reason, is that this goes on the end of here, and then you push that and it locks onto your valve stem and holds it. And the reason I need it is for my tire machine, so I can usually end up wrapping a rubber band around this and hooking it on, and I'm trying to get air into the tire and get the bead seated. Anyhow, here's the review part. Don't buy this from Harbor Freight. I knew it was going to be cheesy and crappy, but it's cheesier and crappier than I thought it was going to be. It's totally not even close to accurate when it comes to the pressure gauge. And this part right here from day one started failing. It looked like this one here, where it had the piece that hooked onto the valve stem. And like pretty much the first time I used it, that part, this little metal piece right here, popped out of here and was bending and had all kinds of problems, even to the point where it bent inside here and popped off the valve stem. And I tried fixing it and messing with it a bunch, and I never, I could get it to work for a little while and get a tire on, then I'd have to mess with it. Anyway, I could go buy another one of these, but they're kind of expensive. And really, this works for blowing air, and that's all I need it for my tire machine. So I went and bought these right here. I do believe from the looks, this has a bigger end on it than this one. So I'm either going to have to get an adapter or see if I can find a different size one of these that's a little smaller. I will probably find an adapter because I don't feel like dealing with sending stuff back. And these, they're fairly impressive. They're definitely pretty stout, made of brass, and seem like they're fairly well made. So we'll try. I got this all on here, and I realized when you're putting air in the tire, you don't always want to have your Schrader valve in the valve stem. And these ones, unfortunately, I thought I ordered the other ones. They have this little valve in here. I don't know if you can see that. Woo! Right there. Inside them. And I did not want that. So, a little tip or trick, I guess you could say, with these I don't know, they're like foot, I don't know what they call them. They got a specific name. This just says chuck, tire chuck, but they have a specific type of name. But anyway, with any of these ones, at least I know, because I did it to this one as well from Harbor Freight, you can pull this piece off right here. Just take a wrench and pull this off. Should do it real quick. It's easier to do it than to explain it. And pull that out. There's a little gasket in here that's got to come out too. There we go. Put the gasket back in. Leave this little piece out here. Take this, make sure that goes around there, and don't cross thread it. Make sure it's going on nice. If it's not, do it again. Alright. And put it back on so it's fairly tight. Real simple to do if you get the wrong one, or if you just, for some reason, like me, when you're putting air into a tire, you don't want that Schrader valve in there. It just gets in the way of the air, and you want as much air going in as you can. So now I can hook this on there, put a rubber band around this part here, and this thing will just blow air constantly. Otherwise, I'd have to put it on there and do this, and I'd have to have the Schrader valve in there depressing on this little part here. So pull those out, makes them a little more useful to me. But on the other hand, that's the other problem. If you do that, it won't work with the Schrader valve. So keep that in mind. For my purposes, I just want it wide open. For other purposes, might want that for the Schrader valve. It depends on what you're doing. We'll try these out. Probably see a video later on whether or not they held up. But as far as the Harbor Freight one, it definitely did not hold up. It's a piece of crud. If you are wanting this type of thing, go buy a decent one. You really do need the accuracy of the air pressure gauges when you're putting air in your tires of your car, especially. I mean, that's your safety. So don't rely on this pile here. It works fine for blowing air, and if you have a separate tire gauge of some sort, you know, you can use it for putting air in your tire, but don't trust it. Anyhow, I think that's the end of that. We'll see what happens with these. Don't buy this unless you have a specific reasoning why. And I think that's it. Alright, this is Sam, Jack of all, Master of none. You all have a good one.